Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. I've got a high-tech camera system here of a sprinkler, phone's propped on that, and another sprinkler is holding the microphone as near to me as possible. Oh yeah. There we go. All right, so cold weather survival. I want to talk for a minute about a very important book, a book that I will read when I figure out how to do links for Patreon and all that stuff, different tiers. One of the books that I will read is by Farley Mowat. I highly suggest you get a copy of it and read it. People of the Deer. This is the guy that wrote the book Never Cry Wolf. A movie was made out of that with Charles Martin Smith playing a what do you call it, a naturalist who was flown up into the brush in northern Canada to figure out if the wolves were decimating the caribou herds. So anyway, but in the book People of the Deer, I've talked before about the importance of shelter. Within 3 hours, you need shelter. Okay, you don't need food for 3 days. You don't need water. You don't need water for 3 days. You don't need food for 3 weeks. But you do need shelter within 3 hours in a survival situation, desert, mountains, whatever. Okay, so, but I wanted to make a point here that I'm not that I'm trying to sell these things or anything, but in an extended cold situation, you need to have, yes, layered. You need to know what you're wearing. You need to have wool. You need to have maybe some Gore-Tex. You got to work that out for yourself. You can listen to all the stuff, but until you experience it, doesn't mean anything. I worked on the docks at very cold weather, and it was good weather for cold weather testing, cold weather gear. And I had some neoprene gloves, which are good for putting your hands in scuba suits are made out of them. Trappers use them because they're submerging their hands in cold water, and they're insulating. They're insulating for water. Well, one day I jumped on the tow motor about 300 feet down to the other end of the dock, maybe 500. So I had my neoprene gloves on. They're good for cold water. And I put my hand up in the air like this, gunned it, drove at top speed down to the other end of the dock, and I had to very carefully get off the tow motor because the wind chill had basically frozen my hand. I mean, it was like very precarious. I went in and warmed my hand up very slowly. Don't run hot water on a cold hand. You'll burn it really bad. So anyway, in People of the Deer, he pointed out that the Inuit up there have a code, a dress fashion, and that is a caribou hide tanned with the fur to the inside. Okay, this is why they always look so big and squat. There's a caribou hide with the hair to the inside, and that's their insulation. That's their underwear, as it were. Then they have a caribou hide refitted, refitted to fit over that with the hair to the outside. So that's their waterproofing, their shielding, and added insulation. So basically, they live in their house. They could lay down on the ice, 40 below zero, and survive. In so many words. I mean, in essence, not that they do it as regular. There are a lot of other things you learn from that book. So I want to read that. So this is a good little outfit. I mean, it's and I'm roasting. So that's coming off real quick. The coveralls are, they're bib coveralls, which I've always liked. That's what I generally wear is jean bib coveralls. So, this stuff's, on sale, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, easy on, easy off. You can layer this. The one thing I wore on the docks, what I wore was a pair of Air Force military pilot pants, and they only came up to my waist. Maybe I'm not sure if they were bibs, as I recall, they only came up to my waist. But I can unzip the legs, and that I can do with these. So I can unzip them almost to above mid-thigh, almost to your waist. There's a snap down here. I'm going to pop it, unzip this. So, in other words, sometimes you need to air out. So there I can, right down to my shorts. So that's good, but you need to cool off. Very similar to layered clothing. Okay, I can undo that, and that goes down to, well, it's down to take a leak. So that you can pop that open, pop the legs open, and air off. Now I told the story about my one of my family survival experiences was I had that pair of pants on, the flight pants, 30 below zero, big campfire going, having a good time, enjoying life, enjoying talking, enjoying hearing the woman say, "This is the best time to go camping because it looks like there's 50 billion diamonds in the sky." And so I cooled off too much. And before long, like I said, when me and my two daughters went in the tent, I heard three pair of teeth chattering. So we got up and warmed up. So, all right. But anyway, layered clothing, this approximates somewhat to layered clothing. I don't know how much quality it is. It's some kind of insulation, though. It's also camouflage, so that's cool. It's actually big enough to fit me. Cell phone pocket jack. The pockets are nothing to, they're just kind of retarded. There's some, what the hell these are good for, I don't know. Stuff a pair of gloves in them, or can't even warm your hands in them. And the side pockets are good and deep. There's a back pocket on both sides, big, and there's a zipper pocket for a wallet for all them farmers up there with them big fat wallets full of cash and credit cards. All right, so this is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. If you're listening to this, you are part of the resistance, part of the remnant. Watch the video I recommended about by Prophecy Club, Stan Johnson. 1 hour summary of what is going on in this country, what very likely may be happening in this country very shortly. A lot of good stuff and a lot of bad stuff. So I've known Stan for a lot of years. Please listen to that video, very important. And that's about it. I need to get rolling here. So thank you. Bye-bye. Yahweh bless.